Well,
Yep,
not
yep.
literal fisticuffs, but
Not.
well, yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. But things should definitely get interesting. We have Frank LaRose, Bernie Moreno, and State Senator Matt Dolan. They will all be arriving here. And now, Lou, something that's really made things interesting, too, is we thought that the former President Donald Trump wasn't going to be endorsing anyone in this race. But now that he has, which is Bernie Moreno, things could get pretty interesting.
Yeah, there were rumors that he would endorse Bernie Moreno, but they were never really confirmed. And Frank LaRose said, hey, wait a minute, no endorsement yet. Then the very next day, the president comes out and endorses Bernie Moreno. And Bernie, of course, is using that in all of his campaign advertisements and literatures. It's a big endorsement, but we will see, Liz, just how much of an endorsement, how much weight it does carry. We really don't know, but it'll be a test of certainly Donald Trump's enduring popularity in the state of Ohio, just to see if that endorsement, among other things perhaps, is enough to carry Bernie Moreno across the finish line.
You kind of look at what Trump's endorsement did for J.D. Vance.
Oh,
he was someone who was polling very low at the point, but then he came out after the endorsement and he went on to win very comfortably in November to take over for the Senator Rob Portman. And now we're talking about this potential race coming up for Sherrod Brown's U.S. Senate seat. He's held that seat since 2007. He's seeking a fourth term. One of these candidates here tonight will win the right to go up against him in November, and it'll be interesting to see who that person is and what Ohioans will decide to do, since a Democrat has held that seat for so long. You kind of look to how Ohio has been voting in terms of Republican and Democratic interests. We have the recreational marijuana that just recently passed. Abortion rights just passed. So it kind of makes you think, okay, is Ohio leaning more left now than it was before?
Well, you know what? I've thought a lot about that. You know, Ohio has always had kind of a liberal lion in the U.S. Senate going back to the old days with Howard Metzenbaum. Then, of course, we had John Glenn for years, who was more of a moderate, and now Sherrod Brown, who's always fancied himself as a man of the people, a working-class person, somebody who is kind of, I use the term avuncular, like your uncle, like your neighbor, has kind of a gruff manner about him, but very likable individual. But the state has been, in the last two elections, Donald Trump has won Ohio very easily in the last two elections. So you wonder, is the state making a march toward being a more of a red state? It used to be a purple state for years and years. It was the watershed state, really, in the country. As Ohio goes, so goes the nation. Well, now it's been more of a Republican state more and more. So what happens to Sherrod Brown? Very limited polling out there so far, very limited. But from what I've seen, it's going to be neck and neck. Whoever emerges from the Republican side will start out fairly neck and neck with Sherrod Brown, who, again, has been a member of the Ohio representative. He's been part of Ohio in the governing bodies of Ohio for years and years and years. So will that be enough, or is this red wave going to take over the state of Ohio? We'll have two very conservative people representing Ohio in the United States Senate.
And from things I've looked at as well, from political experts talking about this particular race, this is one of several across the country that has implications of who will control the Senate, whether it goes to Republicans or if Democrats are able to hold on to the control of the Senate. And this could really change who's in power come November.
Yeah, and we have, in the people that are running, we have two people who are politicians. Matt Dolan's been in office for quite a long time, state senator. We also have Frank LaRose, who's currently the Secretary of State. And we have what Donald Trump was, what J.D. Vance was, in Bernie Moreno, a businessman, a political outsider coming in. So again, what is the appetite of the people of Ohio? Do they want another non-political figure like Bernie Moreno to come in, or are they more comfortable? Frank LaRose has that high recognition factor. Everybody knows in the state who he is, to a lesser extent Matt Dolan. But again, he's been a politician in Ohio, run for office for a lot of times now. So where will the public lean with respect to this? Will they go with a political outsider, the businessman? And he's talking about that. Bernie Moreno is saying, you know, I'm like Donald Trump. I'm an outsider. I'm a businessman. That's why you should vote for me. I'm not one of those political insiders. Will that work in Ohio, or will the people of Ohio feel more comfortable with names that they know and apparently trust because they've been on the ballot a long time?
All right, we'll just have to wait and see. But for tonight, the Ohio Republican Senate debate getting underway at 7 o'clock. We hope you join us then, and thanks for joining us here.